Welcome back to Sharing Solutions. This is Janice Jokkel, and I can't wait for you to hear why you, as a business owner, need to meet Rachel. So Rachel,
hi.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you.
So tell me what I got going on here.
Yeah, so this is one of our CPR mannequins.
Okay.
And then this is one of our AEDs. This is an AED that you would definitely have in your business, and it looks very similar to what you would purchase. But this is the trainer version so that we can show you what it sounds like and
Sure.
how it works. But this mannequin here, she's special because she's a she. And yep. And so unfortunately, there's a statistic where women are less likely to receive CPR in public. So we're talking about the bystanders, we're talking about the person who goes down in a grocery store or at the movie theater, like in public, not at a hospital. And so we have now female mannequins. Yeah.
Wow. So tell me how you got into this. Like, what do you do that drove you to this?
So professionally, I am a firefighter paramedic, and so obviously I do this for a living. But there was a day where we got a call for a mom who passed out in her front yard, and this is a very typical call for us. And so we got there, and the family are all standing around. They've got rakes in their hands and leaf blowers, and there's a big pile of leaves, and there's plenty of people standing around, but nobody is panicked. But there's this lady face down in a leaf pile, and I'm like, that's weird. Why is she there? Like, why wouldn't you pull her out? But no one's panicked, so I'm like, I don't know, maybe she's hurt. So I get up to her, and I'm like, hey, how's it going? You got to talk to me. Hello? Oh goodness, hello? And I realized that she was unresponsive, so pulled her over and realized that she had died. So what they thought was just simply passing out, she actually had sudden cardiac arrest. So right there in the leaf pile, we're doing CPR, we're using our devices, we're using all of our tools, and the family, rightfully so, is just losing it because they just didn't know. So my team and I were really good at what we do. Your husband's a firefighter paramedic. Like, we're really good at this.
Yeah.
So we did get her back as far as like a heartbeat, but her brain didn't recover, which is sometimes normal. So we just scoop her up and get her to the hospital. Like, doctors, nurses, like, you do your thing. A few weeks later, I ran into the brother of the patient who was there that day. And he recognized me because I'm the only one on the department with the ponytail, so I'm not easy to miss. And he's like, hey, I recognize you. Do you recognize me? And I'm like, I don't. Give me a little bit more details, because I see like almost 1,000 patients a year. And he was like, well, my sister, she was in the leaf pile. And I'm like, I do remember you. Oh, goodness. Am I allowed to ask how she is? Like, you don't want to be intrusive, and you want to give the family privacy. And he just started to cry. And then I start to cry because it's like, I don't know how to handle this. And I didn't realize this, but giving family the choice of how to handle the next steps is really, really important. So that day, they thought they lost her. And the fact that we were able to get her back, they were able to make next decisions, which was really important to him and his family. And so I realized how important that is on the other side of it, because like I do my piece and I take him to the hospital. Like that's it. So a few weeks later, I'm in a business. We're doing an inspection because firefighters, like, we need to make sure extension cords are good and ceiling tight, like all the boring stuff. And on the wall was an AED, but across the street was that house. And the leaf pile was still there, and the rakes are still in the yard. And I realized that all the parts and pieces were there in order for people to save her life. And that's when I realized, like, how do people learn this? Like, where do you go to learn these things? And so I looked it up. I literally typed into Google, like, how do people learn CPR? How do you learn CPR? And after like doing it about, 50, 100 times, I realized, I think this is a business name. And so that's how Learn CPR was born.
Oh, wow.
Learn CPR is about the training aspect, but then giving you the equipment in order to actually use your training. So very comprehensive.
Mm-hmm. And who is your typical client that you're trying to really educate and make a difference in? Is it the community? Is it businesses? Help me understand what that looks like in your business.
Yep, so it is businesses, right? Because we want to give the support to business owners, to managers. We got to give you the tools in order to keep your workplace safe, not only for you, but for your employees, but also for the people who come into your business. And so don't get me wrong, I love the community, and we offer classes every month that are free to the community. But for the business owner, for the businesses, you have to be ready to handle these types of emergencies.
Interesting. So what businesses do you feel it should be in?
Oh, every single business.
I knew that's what you were going to say.
There is no disqualifier. Every single business. Because unfortunately, we just don't know when this is going to happen.
Right.
And not to be a pessimist, but it's going to happen. And so every single business needs to have these skills and the equipment to do so.
So if the Biz-Hive wanted to have this hang
Perfect.
on the wall,
Here's your setup. Yep.
We're going to go in that room, which is our training room,
Yep.
and we're going to learn. But no, honestly, if I wanted to put this in my office and have my team trained,
Yep.
Because we are, the Biz-Hive is a business center. We're a business solution center, but we rent offices, and I don't know who those people are that rent on a daily basis. And if they're renting an office and they have a cardiac arrest, I wouldn't even know how to do anything about that. Like, I'd call Rachel.
We'll fix it.
No, I'm going to call the Medina Fire Department.
Yeah.
Or LSD or whoever. But if I wanted to equip my office with this, what would be the invest? Because it's not an expense. Period. Right. It's an investment in my business. It's not an expense, because if I could save one life, I'm saving business owners' lives as I tell them, quit working so much, lead smarter, and be profitable. Those are our 3 taglines. More importantly, when they come in and, I give them a shocking truth and they have, something happen to them, I want to be able to be equipped. So what would that investment look like for me? Like total cost of the investment?
So usually it starts with training, because there's a lot of hesitance, there's uncertainties, there's myths, there's things that we just need to make sure that people are comfortable with.
Sure.
Every single class, my goal is to make sure that my students leave feeling confident and competent. And then the next step from that is giving you the tools to actually do this. We are very, very good at training. Somehow, some way, my instructors, they just really reach people. And so after the training, it's just a natural progression of people going, well, if this is so important, why don't I have one at work? Oh, you should. You absolutely should. So it does give that next step of the conversation of, okay, this is super important and I totally can do this, right? I know how to do CPR. You just push hard, you just push fast. But I don't have one of these. So how do I get one of these? And so that's the next step. Originally, we did not start with AEDs. It was all about the training. But then people started asking, where do I get these? And I'm like, that's a really good question, because Amazon is not your option.
Right.
It's not. You need to know that the device is exactly what you need for your business. So we have a whole consultation process that we do to ensure that the device you're purchasing is exactly what you're looking for. Yep.
And so do I have to maintain, so I buy it, I put it in my business, pray to God I never have to use it, but does it have to be like a fire extinguisher has to be maintained every year, right?
Yep.
Is this something that has to be like looked at and maintained every year? Does it have to be calibrated? Like, what does that look like?
Yeah, that's actually a really great question, because that's probably the number one concern for business owners is like, okay, I get this thing, but now what? So we have the solution for that. It's called AED 365. It's an amazing program. And honestly, you take a picture of the device. It walks you through steps to make sure that the device is ready to go. And that's it. when I do my AED checks, because I have 5 AEDs in my life. One's in the car, one's at home, one's in the boat in the camper, one's at work, one's at my husband's work. Yeah. So when I do my AED checks, I can get it done in under 5 minutes.
Okay.
It is very, very quick. Now, when you talk about maintenance, these are the maintenance pieces. The pads do expire, but you want an AED where the pads are very long in their expiration date. Not 2 years, not 3 years. You want 5-year expiration date. So that's really good for a product. You also need to make sure that the battery is within its date of use, right? And so batteries, they expire for like this device, it's every 4 years. And so you do want to make sure that you're getting a device that has very long expiration dates. That's the problem with just going online and saying, hey, I want an AED. You might actually purchase an AED that initially is a great cost, but overall has a very high cost. You don't want those types of things. Mm-hmm. So for business owners, not only do I go over what device you need for your specific business, but what's the overall cost? You need to know those numbers. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's it for knowing the maintenance.
Very good.
Yep.
Okay. Well, thank you. I know you're a very busy woman. You got a lot of components.
I'm actually going to go teach in like an hour. So
yeah. Well, good. We're going to wrap up.
Yep.
So, what is one thing you would like to share with our audience? Typically, business owners are who are viewing this from Sharing Solutions, the how-tos in business. What is one thing you would like to leave them with today? Oh,
AEDs are for everyone. They are not just for the medical trained, or if the box that this is in says for trained personnel only, that's not right. These devices are for everyone and anyone. Simply push on the button, let the device talk to you. Sometimes AEDs will even show you what to do, but just follow the prompts. You're also going to call 911, so that dispatcher is trained to give you life-saving instruction through the phone, but then you also have a device that tells you exactly what to do. These are for everyone and anyone. Use this in the first minute and you have a 90% chance of saving that person's life. You have massive life-saving potential.
Wow. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
I've always wanted to hear your story because I've heard you speak at chambers and you're always bebopping around, and I just wanted to let everybody hear your stories.
Yeah,
so thank you for your time, and until next time, until we have our next guest in the seat that will share some solutions for your business, we'll talk soon. Toodles.